What's up? What's up, family? You know, always thinking, asking questions, trying to, bringing solutions into play. But I notice why are you willing to pay the people who are killing you? The people who bring you death, destruction. You're willing to give them the most. If somebody was coming to bring you life in word and spirit and body, y'all don't want to even listen to him or you or her. You don't want to connect. You don't want to build. You don't want to rise up. But those who invest in destroying you, killing you every day, within your mind, your body, and your soul, you basically say yes to them. Can somebody please explain the psychology? Can somebody please explain the behavior? Can somebody please explain why this is so? And it's okay. Because we're not talking about a fluke. We're talking about something or a practice that is carried on for generations. We are entering a time when people who are black have to make decisions on which side they will be standing on. The life side or the death side. And understand there are things that people practice that they perceive as life, but is really death. And then there are things that people practice that they perceive as death, but is really life. And a lot of that comes from people's perception of good and bad, and then it comes from another perception of if I can eat, if I can take care of myself. Then it goes into if I can purchase things. Like, people don't value, let's go back to the core. People don't value life. They don't value their breath, their in and out of their breath every day. They don't hold it in high regard. And, people don't value themselves because they throw themselves on the altar of death to other people daily, and then wondering why is it sounding like this, looking like this, moving like this, hurting like this. I'm drinking like this. I'm crying like this. I'm getting high like this. I'm sexing like this. People don't make the connection. They don't critically think about the connections. Even like something with food. And you eat something and say your body hurts afterwards, after you eat something particular. Or you have a certain illness that goes on in your body. You don't connect it with, yo, every time I eat this is what's happening. And because again, it's solidified because everybody else or somebody close to me is practicing this. You know, they say black people can't unify. I will say, when I watch black people, and I don't watch, I see it in passing. But when, play basketball, they unify. Play football, they unify. Playing street games, creating cliques. Being in gangs. And, we have to be able... Now, we know that there is a white system that has been fucking with us since they laid eyes on us. But on top of that, there is a certain amount of responsibility that we have to take. We have to take a certain amount of responsibility for what we do. Even in the face of this white system that is banking off your existence. But we have to understand there is a willingness that is happening for them to be able to bank off of your children, bank off your families, bank off your communities, and give you nothing. Will death into your spectrum. And you continue to accept this death. There's some of you who are got addictions. And addictions can run from addictions of food, addiction of shopping, addiction of alcohol, addiction of weed, addiction of other drugs, addiction to sex, and we are so selfish with it. Like, we don't even make the connection how it's hurting our children, um, our families, ourselves. I knew when I was a kid back in the day, there was a dude, he had a heroin addict. He was a heroin addict. He had a heroin addiction. And this dude had a job, one, to take care of his family, and the other job for his addiction. Now, dude was practicing in dangerous waters, but he still was practicing in his manhood. He was like, my family, I have to look after them. At least I have to look after them financially. Now, he is neglecting them, probably emotionally, to everything, because of the heroin. Takes up time, takes part of his body, his mind. And so, he made it okay by being able to make sure he took care of his family. They were taken care of. Rent is paid, food's on the table, clothes, they have clothes, the light bill is paid. They're not going to want. I'm just saying, most people today just go down the hole, just flush themselves right down the hole. We're dealing with particular mindsets. Again, it all starts in the mind. We're dealing with mindsets and mind acceptance of death. Slow death, but death. Purpose is can be something that's skipped over in life and a lot of our communities. I was going to say about the whole, us being unified. I know that, we have a white coach can unify us, a white producer unify us. We are presented with these opportunities that are giving opportunities to so many other people, and we don't, we may not see it in that way, but if you look at us as a people, we present so many jobs to so many other people. We make so many other people money. In most industries, it's ridiculous. And again, we are willing to give the various things that we do optimum time, optimum space, a piece of our lives. And when we turn that back around, we're not willing to give our lives what our lives need. We're not willing to give optimum time to our lives. We're not willing to give our existence the things that it needs. We're so willing to poison our existence. I want you to ask yourself, what TV show that you love, what actor do you love, what performer do you love? And then ask yourself, what do they really give you? What are they really offering you? And is it something that helps you, guides you, directs you in some of the highest ways of your life? Because see, you know what? You walk around with a body that is attempting to perform at its highest level every day. And I give you an example. When you eat processed sugar and it goes into your body attempts to take that sugar and convert it back to its most natural state. Like your body knows chemically and mechanically how most foods should look in its pure state. And your body attempts to bring it back, because when it's in its purest state, that's when it's the most efficient for your body. Your body can use it so much more efficiently than in the junk state that it's in. That's you in your body. That's just you walking around, and you are not paying attention to your body. It is incredible to live. The situations we are born into, some of them can be unbearable, because as a child you have no real power, no real control. And adults who are supposed to be loving you, taking care of you, making sure that you're being guided and geared up for life, are doing the worst. But we then grow up and then re-practice that same selfishness. You would think those of us who have been exposed to it would want to break it. But you know what? This is something about the brain. The brain attempts to find comfort. So some of your most uncomfortable places or existences, your brain is familiar with that and prefers to be with what it's familiar with. even though it can be the most fucked up shit on the planet. The brain, people don't like, a lot of people don't like change. They don't like conflict. So, your brain attempts to compensate. But see, you have the processes of thinking, common sense, self-preservation. There are things that you can push out of with consistency, with work. And you know what? And I know that, some people like look around themselves and be like, yo, this shit ain't worth it, man. Fuck it. I'm already in a fucked up place, fucked up state. My brain is registering. I ain't got nothing good. I got a scratch for everything I get. I'm trying to survive. And so then we continue to practice being in places that aren't so good. But it takes determination. It takes returning back to the uncomfortableness of changing the situation. And what I'm saying, you may be able to change your situation. You may not be able to change your surroundings. You might have to be in those surroundings. To be in certain surroundings, you have to be certain ways. I understand, so people won't fuck with you. But we as men, we allow other men to dictate who and what we are. I know I was talking to a group of men and I was like, yo, pedophilia shit is unacceptable, yo. Heads should fly when it comes to a child. And I was saying how brothers can be out on the street, see a girl 13, 15 with this over-processed food, with the steroids and everything else in it, growth hormones. She got big butt, big breasts, and dudes like 20, 25 trying to holler. And there's no man in the group of the men who the dude is hanging with is gonna be like, yo, chill. That's a bad look. Don't move that way. So you either gonna be quiet or you gonna hoop and holler too. Yeah, she got a fat ass. Oh shit, oh my god, yeah. This is the kind of thing that we have to take notice. This is the kind of thing we gotta address. But see, because a lot of this shit teeters on us accepting this shit. Accepting certain practices, accepting our situations, accepting, what's going on around us, accepting, like, I told a brother, he was like, yo, when I play cards, I get a contact, because everybody's smoking weed. And I was like, he was like, I don't smoke it, but I get a contact. And I was like, yo, I just don't, mostly I'm not around people who smoke weed. I don't put myself in a situation where people are smoking weed because I don't smoke weed. I'm trying to put myself in situations that, help me. And, I don't always have access to all the things that I need or all the things I want to learn or all the things that I want. And so for the things I don't have, I attempt to really teach myself. I've really, I got this smartphone. I'm a video. I'm a YouTube. I'm a look it up. I'm gonna really go through this to the steps to really attempt to understand what it is that I need. And it's not always easy. That's not like, I'm saying it, but that ain't always easy for multiple reasons. I think for me, I'm tired of seeing my people in these positions, behaving in these ways. And when I say tired, I'm hurt that we don't get it, that we don't understand, that we don't see it, that we missing the mark, that we practicing swimming in the pool of our own feces, man. We're in filth, loving it. The poorest of the poorest don't mean that you have to, you do what you do your best. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got money to say wash your clothes, okay, that means you might have to get up in the morning. You might have to, allot time, put some shit in the tub, use some soap, rinse, and dry, hang dry the joint. Even the poorest of poor people have a TV set in their house. You got to understand what that means. It might be even busted. Might have busted buttons. It may have a fucked up picture. But understand what that means. That the poorest of the poorest of us have a TV in our house. And I think people go into it ain't fair that I gotta do it this way. Why I gotta do it this way? Because that's what's needed. And yeah, I know we don't know when it's gonna break. when it's going to change, but we can start moving in the direction of that change. We really have to start to understand what it means to unify. And for a lot of people, unify is like, oh, if you're not moving and sounding like me, we don't unify. If you ain't following me, we not unifying. No, unifying is understand that you got a skill in this, I got a skill in this. You might have the finances. We combine this to create the thing or the vehicle that we try to move towards. We're going to use our skills to accomplish the things that we need, the things we want. Now, we do that when we doing that street game, right? But it's more, it's more on a very deadly level, or can be deadly, right? You join a gang, or you join a clique, or you join a crew, or you out there, some of the people out there solo. But we still, in a lot of occasions in that street game, collectively come together. And you're coming together not to even serve yourself. You're coming together to serve a master. Because when you are gone, when you get caught up in a street game, either when you get put behind the wall, you get paralyzed or become disabled, or you die, the master's still there. He there sauteing your child, getting him or her ready to put in the chamber. And so this is the thing that we gotta be looking at. People can carry themselves. I've seen people carry who are poor, still carry themselves with dignity and with pride. And for a lot of people, that don't mean nothing. They don't understand. Yo, you dirty, you smelly, you know. And so a lot of people fall right into what it is not to have.